Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a quick tutorial to show you how to draw text to the screen in Fabric on 1.21. This tutorial assumes that you already have some basic knowledge of Minecraft, Fabric, and Java, so if you don't, there's plenty of tutorials out there that can help you. So to start off, create a mod environment and get it all set up. Today we're going to be using the HUD render callback event to actually draw the text. Because by default, if you don't use the event, you have to add a lot of parameters that are kind of useless and are just boilerplate. Draw context gets rid of those parameters so you can use that instead. And since Fabric provides an event for that, we can just use that and have the draw context be set up by default. So you're going to register the event. There are two parameters. The first one is draw context, which as I said is the abstraction of those parameters. And then the second one is the ticks. It's just that. It's the rendering ticks, and that's about it. You can use it for some stuff. I haven't really found that great of a use for it, but there may be some uses out there, I assume, for FPS counters and stuff like that. So after you get that all set up, since we're drawing text, we're going to do draw context.draw text. And the first parameter we're going to put in is the text renderer. And that, we're just going to use the default Minecraft one. But you could, of course, create your own text renderer and use different fonts if you wanted to. But we're just going to use the default one. And the next parameter is the actual text. You can either do text.literal quotes hello world or just quotes hello world as a string. Both of those work and both of those are the exact same thing. There's also ways to do a lot of different stuff with text, so you don't necessarily want to use a string all the time. The next two parameters are the X and Y, which is where it's positioned on the screen. You can get the screen width and stuff like that if you want to position it in different places compared to what I'm doing here. But I'm just going to do 2, 2, which is the top left, but it's out a little so it's easier to see. And then the next one is the color. So this is actually kind of confusing, and I only just actually learned how it worked fully. So it goes in 0, XX, AA, RR, GG, BB. So what that is it's alpha, red, green, blue. So if you don't know, alpha is the opacity, which goes from 0 to 255 like all the other colors. And it's just how colorful or how like visible it is. So if you want it to be less visible, make it closer to 0. And if you want it to be more visible, make it closer to FF. So all of them go from 0 to 255, it's normal RGB. So I'm going to link a decimal converter in the description. So you're just going to want to get all your colors into the decimal version, and then you can use the converter to convert that to the hex version. So for example, if you wanted to do, what is it called? If you wanted to do just normal white, you're going to do 0x, FF, 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 FF. Because that's 255, 255, 255, 255. Which is all of them at 100%. So full opacity, and then when you add all the colors together, you get white. So when you do that, you'll draw some white text to the screen, and that's exactly what we're going to be doing for this tutorial. And then the final parameter is the shadow, which we're not going to use, but it's just if you want text shadow. And if you use a custom font, I don't know if this will necessarily work. But yeah, so let's do the full method and then run the client. All right, so now that we got the client running, we're going to open a world, and there we go. There's a hello world